Hello everybody and welcome back to Forever and Ever, the Killie Fans podcast. It's season number 4. This is episode 11. My name's Paul Montgomery and I'm joined in the luxurious surroundings of Limelight Studios in Irvine by my friend and colleague Callum, Killie Cal, Michael, Aloysius, Scott. How's it going, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Aye, I'm very, very well indeed. I was off today, bank holiday, so nice relaxing day. It was quite productive, but
Alright for some. I felt like I was the only person in East Ayrshire that wasn't half the day, so
you were grafting,
aye
updating your bit.
that's it, updating my bit. So no stop offs at Tesco on the way home, but
No,
nah,
I was in the big Tesco the day.
aye, the real Tesco.
The real one, aye. So I got a few questions come in.
How many folk did you meet?
I met 3 people that I knew, including well-known Commander fan Stephen Spears.
Well, that's exactly what that Tesco's should be for.
And I was the same on Saturday. I was in for a couple of cans of beer, and I met Gregor. Do you know what? I ended up not getting any because they weren't cold. I wanted to drink them quickly.
Oh, was it for then and there?
It was to drink watching
schoolboy error going into Tesco at that time.
Aye, so we needed bits and bobs, so I ended up just going into the carry-out shop, and I get Cronenberg.
What carry-out shop?
What one did I go to? I went to Woodstock stores.
Aye.
Woody's. Met Andy Kay and Stevie Smith. But like, it's just
the VLs
and the VIPs. So plenty to get through the night, everybody. We'll not just be talking about Tesco. Other supermarkets are available, of course, but we'll be talking about St Mirren on Friday night. We're at the Cup, sadly. We'll pick through the bones of that. We've got a big fixture coming up this Saturday against Dundee United, so we'll talk about that. We've got your all roads lead to Killie. No gripe this week for Alan.
Oh, was that what his message was?
There is no gripe.
Obviously, I bumped into him in Morrison's to give an air shout out at the supermarket on Friday, and he was telling me that he's got to Blackpool, so to of course enjoy his holiday, but he will be coming back. But he's got a wee hiatus.
Aye, everybody needs a break. So have a nice break, Al, for the gripes. Looking forward to getting them back. Bible Day, where all roads lead to Killie. Questions on the X, we show and tell. Up the road.
Sounds good.
Aye. Right, so will we start on Friday night?
I suppose we'll have to.
Won't we? We've got loads and loads of questions, so conscious of covering the same things twice, but you know, we've got to say what we've got to say.
Aye. It's time for the monologues.
That's right. I prefer mine to be called a soliloquy. You remember, you're speaking to somebody that's got an advanced higher in drama here, mate.
Did you get advanced higher drama?
Advanced higher drama.
Did you have to go to another school to do that, or did Joe's facilitate it?
Joe's hosted.
Aye.
So we had some
people. Mr. Davis?
It was Ben Davis. But we had folk in for the Grange and the Killie came. We were obviously come one, come all to St Joseph.
Any amigos that you still keep in contact with?
No, that came for the different schools, but
segregation.
Exactly.
Aye,
they brought it back in.
Education system was there for anyway. So
anyway, that's what we're here to talk about. Friday night, 2 each, beat on penalties. Loads and loads to say. I enjoyed it. Went with the Nav, sat in the East Stand, which is isn't he like me. I thought the game was fine. Quite liked the game actually. Thought it was good.
It was a proper cup tie.
As they say, did not enjoy the outcome in the end. But we'll throw it over to you first, my son. What was your thoughts on the game in general, and then we'll get into the more detailed parts of it.
Again, you always get honesty from me, even if it's sometimes
too honest,
covered up. Aye, so I'm not conscious of that, but I was really, really, really disappointed with how we approached the game. I thought that for the first time, of course I wasn't at the Paisley massacre and back in March there when they absolutely hammered us under Derek McInnes, but it's genuinely the first time I've been to a Killie St Mirren game and I've thought they're better than us. Thought I was evident throughout the game. Don't get me wrong, a really good team doesn't let us back into it twice, so I take that one, but I just think that any time we get ourselves back into the game, we never kicked on when we should have. I think that obviously the first kind of, well, I missed the first 10 minutes again late as always, and I wasn't even drinking, and I was late into the grun. But I heard that Thompson started quite slow, but then he grew right into it, and for me he was one of the better players thereafter. But I know it was a wee kind of eachy peachy. Kiltie's got at least one really good chance where he should probably score. He should take one of the two, but I thought it looked alright, and then when they scored we come back into the game, chased it, get a great equaliser, but we just never kicked on for there. I thought second half coming out, St Mirren looked like the better team. Like they looked like they controlled the game whenever they had to. And understand the irony with that, because if they controlled the game properly, they would have won the game in 90 minutes. But I think that they always seem to step it up when they needed to, whereas we weren't doing that. And I know this is a completely subjective point, as is most things that I say, but if the shoe's in the other foot and we're away from home, looking like we're controlling a game pretty well, and that team kind of sucker punches with a penalty with 5 to go, in the extra time that other team beat us, we don't. We get back into our shell again and let them come back out. Not that the battlers are in extra time, but I thought that they looked, again, the most control of the game. And I think that everybody in the ground knew the minute we went to penalties, there was no way that we were going to win that. Was it 13 defeats in our last 14 penalty shootouts? It's like actually embarrassing. It's no good enough that you can't put that on the current crop of players, because it's evidently a historical plague that we can't get rid of, and it was just bitterly disappointing. At least if one thing's come out, it's give us inspiration for our Patreon episode this week.
Well, that's right. We're going to be talking about all the times we've been taking out the cup and unfortunate circumstances. Quite a long Patreon it's going to be. I wasn't mad keen on Friday night. Like I say, I quite enjoyed the game. I thought there was 2 or 3 really good performances. I was pleased with Killie, how he did.
Killie was good. That's definitely the best he's played for his comeback. I was delighted with.
He was sharp. He should have scored, but other than that, I thought he had a really good game. I thought Thompson had a really good game, especially as he kind of grew into it. Mega impressed with Watson, man. Like, see that stuff at the end of in extra time when he charges that tackle down and gets the booking and all that. I was jumping about more than when we scored. I was absolutely loving it. An absolute warrior, boy, and I think he'll kick on. Do you know what he reminded me on Friday night? Peak Craig Bryson.
I saw you put that in the forums. I think it was a good
see
good
that
comparison.
Just boundless energy with a bit of quality and all, and to me looked like probably the best football player in the park. I thought he was absolutely tremendous, but in general, I don't think there was loads and loads in the game, but I'm with you. I was just felt that if St Mirren wanted to, there was another gear in them, whereas there didn't seem to be one in us. I'm no a lover of this 3-5-2, mate. I'll just say it now. I could be convinced if we had somebody when the 5 across the middle, one of your wide players was a bit more attack minded, but you're essentially playing with fullbacks there in the positions. I've never seen a team putting so many crosses in for 45 yards, like just clipping balls into the box. The front 2 did not work for me, and again, as I said, I posted it on the forums, I think you're seeing the limits now of both Daniels and Dacres. Why they're at Killie, I thought up until now you could see flashes of that. Daniels definitely with 4 goals as a decent return, and Dacres with some good touches here and there. But I would be desperate for them to try and freshen that up a wee bit this Saturday. I just didn't think they two worked at all as a partnership on Friday night. I
think that in the last few weeks you've saw how much we've improved when we change when we go to a back 4, when it's always that kind of sub or one of the centre halves comes off for Watkins. Coming on to Marley, I presume there's probably a question about him, but for me he's our best striker by a distance now. It's somebody that we love and we've talked up on here, but let's take ourselves back 3 weeks ago. Thought we were thinking he's got to get the door, you know what I mean? And now he's got to start every week as far as I'm concerned. I think he's our best striker. He's gaining you a lot more than certainly Daniels and Dacres at the moment. I think as well there's maybe a wee bit it's a bit sobering to see that the alleged style of football, it isn't, for me, I'm not seeing it. I think that certain periods, I referenced when I was up at Easter Road, that you could definitely see wee patterns of play that was good. I've not seen that the last couple of weeks, I'm not going to lie, I haven't. I think that folk are desperate to kind of attach themselves to something that isn't there, because it purely isn't Derek McInnes, and nobody wants this to work more than me, because considering that I was happy that McInnes ended up leaving, and I'm not saying that it will not work, but I just mean this is more like the Motherwell team that I seen under Kettlewell. No, this different style that I thought that we were maybe trying to play. We're getting up far too much of the ball, because there's never a pass in the middle of the park. Watson's only ever the only option. Every time it was actually Dempster that made this point. It was a great point. And again, Dempster's somebody that's obviously played the game at a decent enough level. Every time Watson's getting the ball as well, he's side on, can't I mean? Like, because it's in that's then leading to just having to bend the balls on the side and hoping that the strikers can go on to it. That's what we're doing every single week. You can see as we're putting the ball into the wide areas, trying to get in behind, and I just think they were getting sussed out a wee bit. I think as much as I actually was pretty impressed with St Mirren's, like their wing backs, I thought were really good. In their midfield like that, obviously Killie and Phillips or whatever.
I thought he was really good. I actually said that to you. I like the game.
Player. He's a good player. And the strikers caused us problems. But let's not be kidded. I think he's a good player at this level, but man, Gogic is there to be got. I think
he strolled it, mate. He certainly strolled it with Dackers and Daniels.
And Hinky the
two streetwise for them.
And Hinky the game that he had in the 2nd of January up here. Remember, we'll maybe not get on to your antics during the game, but I think the last time you watched the game with somebody else was that 2nd of January.
That's right.
Sat with me, Mick, and it was Robbie that was at the game was winning it, and it was and we were slaughtering Gogic again, but he absolutely showed it at the weekend. I don't think that we caused them anywhere near enough problems. And again, I just don't really think that we worked the goalie enough. Ken Anderson's got a great chance, he should score. I think we were so reliant in set pieces, and it's shown again. We scored for a set piece, scored for a penalty. I know that there was a couple of chances, but I just don't think they were scoring for Fulton play, which is always a huge concern.
Sobering, I thought it was. That was the word I thought. It's no pleasant for me to sit here and say St Mirren are better than Killie, but they're the blueprint for us.
You can see that they're now a team that's 3 years in the making.
Aye.
And which is fair, because we are a team in a transitional period now, but we understand that. But I thought that was for the first time I was like, they look better than us.
And the subs they were bringing on and all power and pace and really kind of caused us different problems. What I will say is I thought the team that ended the game was better than the team that started it. I said that on Friday night. I much prefer 4 at the back. I just feel like, especially at home, and I don't know if this is just old school pish talk, naive the way football is now, but at home I just feel like when you're playing against St Mirren, and I think most people would acknowledge that St Mirren are a wee bit further down the line than us, whether that's 5%, 10%, 15%, just that wee bit further down the line, fair. But you've still got to go and impose yourself on that game. That isn't Celtic. You know what I mean? You're on the way to Aberdeen. It's a cup quarter final in a day. I just feel that we were a wee bit within myself, and just didn't quite put enough onus on attacking in the game. And I just feel like that set up with 5 defenders and essentially a midfield that's like, it's no, apart from Watson, it's not the most mobile. And again, man, said this the other night, you're missing 2 or 3 guys. Never mind Kennedy, who's out the picture, but you get Brandon in there, you get Brannan starting the game, and you get Lyons. I think it already elevates you a wee bit, it improves it. I thought Polworth's back to Polworth, mate. Again, I know I'm.
You called that a few weeks ago.
Honestly, and what I will say on the flip side of that is now, you just need to take Polworth out and bring somebody else in, and see in November you'll get your 2 or 3 good games out of Polworth again. Like, that's what he is. He's a half season guy. He's going to give you 10, 12 decent games. But I just felt the other night, I'm like, I don't know what he's offering, because he's not offering any physicality and the kind of passing thing. I just didn't see it, and maybe that's because of the options in front of him and wide of him. But I think he'll come out. The worry for me was McGuinness coming on, and he obviously misses the penalty. I never watched the penalties.
I said that you couldn't.
I just turned and looked into the crowd. I don't know whether I thought that would bring me some sort of luck.
It was probably one of the most nervous I've been at penalties. Even though I knew that we only got to get through it, still just that horrible. Oh no, like, you know, how will this inevitably play out? But the penalties, I thought, to be even McGuinness's penalty, like, it's no bad. I had a feeling he was going to miss, but don't get me wrong, I thought Big Thompson was going to miss for it, and I think a lot of folk done about me. Thought that, but it was a great penalty that he hit. So I mean, I'm always a pessimist, thinking, oh, he'll miss, but I just think that there's too much history there with McGuinness. Folks say that goes for you though as well, thinking like, Ken, if that was a winning penalty and he scored, the St Mirren fans would be saying, oh, he was destined to win.
A bit like Donnelly the other way around about.
Oh man,
like Harper, you listened to the voice note.
I actually only was able to get through about 40 seconds so far, because it was just before I had my dinner, so I need to get back to it.
Imagine.
I was greeting it just what he was saying about Donnelly. That was a bad, like, when he was stepping up the booze and that.
Aye.
And I was like, he actually had when he played with Motherwell, he used to hit penalties.
Oh, did he?
So I was actually pretty confident
he was good. But I did note, and I text you during the game, like, Killie McGuinness can't run.
Aye.
He's like, obviously no got a sprint in him anymore, because he looked like somebody when he was running about at full pelt at maybe 60%. He's obviously just maybe that's what it is. It's like he actually, and there's still enough fit by him, I think, for him to be valuable to us, particularly in maybe the last 20 minutes of games and stuff like that. But God, I was like, geez, oh man, that poor guy, like he just doesn't have a ton of pace anymore because of the horrible injuries he's had. It's shocking,
it's devastating, because again, nobody will be more frustrated than himself. No. But at the end of the day, if that gets him to the end of the season, can I run out the team, then we'll have to take it and see if he can contribute, because we all know broken record, fully fat, never at Killie, and all the rest of it. Just another point I was going to come on to. I just thought that in the build up to the game, it was always got to be their night as well. Like with a big crowd coming down the Friday, like the amount of times we went up there and done that. But I thought it was just a airy flatness for our support all night. I think that even stems for the club. I don't think that we talked it up to be a big game. It was a huge game. It was a quarter final of the cup with a chance to get to Hampden. And look at the draw that we've now missed out on.
Oh man, that's the stunner, innit?
Which is the thing when you've obviously got Rangers and Celtic now playing against each other. You're talking a real chance to get to a cup final again. And our cup record is absolutely embarrassing. There's no doubt about that. For a club of our size, this isn't me saying that we should be winning cups all the time. Absolutely not. But the fact that we've not played in a final for we won it in 2012 is, I mean, you should be talking every 4 or 5 years you should be making a semi-final or a final. And it's just ain't happening. And for all football to go, oh well, we always get the old firm. The last 4, I think, cup ties that we've had, Dundee United in the quarter-finals, that's the League Cup I'm talking about, sorry.
The night we did win.
So we went through then, and then we had Hearts at home in the quarter-finals when Naismith's job was on a sugary peg, and we should have beat them that night. Bottled it. We get obviously Motherwell away, which was always a tough tie, but that's the equivalent of St Mirren come down and beat us on Friday as far as I'm concerned. Then you've got St Mirren at home in the quarterfinals again, so it's well been within our own hands, and we've bottled it every single time. But I just thought the whole air of it was frustrating, because it was a huge game, and I was thinking this feels really flat, and it shouldn't be, whereas they were well up for it. I know they're the away team, they had come down, huge support in that, but I thought that we could have really upped our game, and we didn't.
I think that's maybe actually reflective of the teams, mate, maybe what you're talking about there, and I don't know which one feeds the other, but there is a definite tentativeness about the team, because they're feeling things out. Again, I'll say it again, I don't think we've seen what our starting 11 is going to be. I still don't think we're there, and I think you can tell that there's still a kind of, this guy can play here the new, we'll try this 3 at the back, these 2 wing backs, I just feel like there's loads to come, whereas you feel like St Mirren are a team on the up. They're settled, the crowd came what they're going to get, and maybe that's how it played out. But there's no doubt about it, man. You can dress it up whatever way you want. It's very disappointing to get to a penalty shootout, and particularly because of the way it unfolded. I don't think that's a great sign that we were the team to pin it back, because I'm thinking we're out the cup here, we get that penalty, you put it away, that you should then have the momentum, and we just handed it straight back to them. We looked dead in our feet in extra time, and I don't think that's a great sign, because like you say, when teams are that evenly matched in a couple of that, you would then go, Killie will win this now, and we never even looked like winning it really, and you're hoping you can get through in the penalties, aren't you? You're hoping you'd squeeze through, but it wasn't to be, man, and that's probably the right team that's went through, which isn't very much fun to admit, but
no, that's it. There's absolutely zero complaints for us here. That they were the team that deserved to get through, and we could have nicked it, especially the fact that we get ourselves back into the game twice, but we just don't kick on, and that was really frustrating, as if we were wanting penalties when we're not good enough to do that. And one other thing to put out, I hate all this patter about penalties as a lottery. That isn't it. No, it's about technique in your mindset, you know what I mean. It's nothing to do with, like, 25-30 years ago it's maybe a lottery when folk just got up and smacked the ball, but you seen that with again, I thought our penalties were to a half decent standard, but I thought St Mirren penalties even like that, they looked full of confidence every single time. Don't get me wrong, there's that one that Stryek should definitely save, and I think that he's just trying to psych them out almost and stay on his feet as long as possible, because that's what these players do now. Like, they don't think, right, I'm putting the ball, I'm going across myself in that left corner, I'm going to smart it. They go and they wait for the keeper to move and then put it the other way. Like, that's, I think that's what you could see. But I'm not having this. It's a lottery, because it isn't. It's about, it was like that when we played Aberdeen in the Scottish Cup under Clark. You just knew that Aberdeen were going to beat us in penalties, because they had like Kenny McLean, McGinn, Rooney, all these guys that are like, they'll obviously fancy themselves for 12 years, and we've got Greg Taylor stepping up and hitting a penalty. That's not me knocking Greg Taylor, but it's a completely different calibre of player, and players in the final third, and it just wasn't to be. So I just want to address that as well.
Difficult night, mate, but we're at the Cup, so no Hampden for the League Cup anyway. Tricky game again on Saturday. Dundee United away. Taylor's going up on the Portman bus. That's no longer the Portman bus.
So where is it leaving from?
It's still leaving from the Portman, I'm told.
Just have the meeting at the front.
Just meeting at the front. So it's a tough game. Dundee United look quite physical and all, and like they know what they're doing. We obviously beat them down here in the Cup, but they were in between the European games. It's kind of hard to tell, but again, it's another tricky game, man, and a game that we want to be favourites in. Dundee United will be favourites to win. That might go for us. And again, I'm hoping to see the team freshened up a wee bit, and hopefully you've got a couple of folk returning for injury. I think Brandon will hopefully be back, and definitely you need to get Brannan in the team, mate. What a difference when he came on at right wing back. I don't think Brown was terrible, but just Brannan's a different level of player for me. I don't know how far away Tiffany is. I heard he was training again, so maybe he's back in amongst like a bit of pace, which we're badly lacking.
That's what you're needing off the bench. And
Exactly.
Back there, but he's exactly the type of player you want to bring on when you're chasing a game like that. Just something to mix it up a wee bit. But don't get, as you said, all the subs definitely helped us, and the team that finished the game was stronger than the team that started. But as you said, United will be tough. I'm going to head up myself. Rory's got to drive, and we'll see what's what, but I've got no real belief that we're definitely coming back down the road with something. And
again, I think already, what are we, October, and we said this at the time, I think already you're looking at that Livingston game and that Dundee game, because if you've won one of them, you got and get a good point at Tannadice, and it's great, but now you're going, right, a point's alright, but you're really having to win. And I said, I think in 2 weeks' time it's St Mirren again in the league at Rugby Park. We're going to know a lot more about this squad and our manager then. What have they learned for that 2 weeks ago?
Yep.
And to me, I mean, there's no such thing as a must win until it's a must win, right? It's overused cliche, but normally cliches are because they're true. You can't lose that game. I don't think you can lose that game at home to St Mirren. No way with the other fixtures coming up. I've got a bad feeling, right? Not about the whole season in general, just think the way these fixtures are turning out, but I think it'll maybe flip good, and hopefully I end up egging my face here. I don't think we win until we beat Hearts at him. I don't think we'll win until then, but I think we'll win that night. I think it's like you're saying, narratives in football, the way McGuinness happened the other night. They'll come down here riding high, and we'll bust the bubble and get our first win in the league. I've just got a feeling that's how that will turn out, but that's still 4 weeks away, which is a bit of a worry. But I just look at the fixtures and I go, I just don't think we're favourites in any of the games. No,
they're no, and it's one of them. Again, everyone's great in hindsight, but it's like when they fixtures come out, we're rubbing our horns at the first 4 games, like thinking, what a chance to get some points on the board, what a chance to try and get 5 or 6 points clear of Livy, Falkirk and all that. No, we're below them, you know what I mean? Are peachy, and we only had our games to come, so I can see what you're saying. This is the thing about this league, and I think that's what we're seeing with the amount of draws, and particularly we've played our part in that as Motherwell and Rangers, but everybody's capable of beating everybody, we all know that. We've went for nearly beating Celtic to, obviously picking draws up in all our other games, but I just think that it's like in isolation, can we go to Tannadice and win? Of course we can. We even done it under McInnes when we couldn't win away from him, but it's just, as you said, we're no favourites at all in any of these games. Then St Mirren come back down. Don't get me wrong, I'm always like, when you play a team that close, chances are that we should hopefully get the result, but they didn't beat us in 90 minutes either, you know what I mean? It's so could they come back and get another draw again easily? But yeah, I'm exactly what you're saying. I mean, you can't lose. You can't lose both these games.
No, I don't think so. You've got to pick up some points in their tough games.
And that's the thing, it's points. Even like one point out of the 2 for me is no good enough.
That's not a great situation to be in. But anyway, we'll see what happens. You're going up yourself, man, on Saturday. In terms of the team, before we'll head over to the X soon, because we've been talking for quite a while here, what do you think, team-wise? What do you think we'll get? You think we'll see some changes?
I still think it'll be the 3 centre halves.
Aye.
I just think that's certainly how he's recruited as well. Anyway, wonder if Williams will maybe come Thought it was a strange sub taking D's off on Friday. I thought that Stanger at that point was having a really, really, really poor game. I thought, and I like Stanger. I've talked him up here. You can all have half days, and I thought that he was getting pretty exposed. So I was surprised to see him come off, especially when D's is your left-sided centre half and stuff. But it will be interesting to see if maybe Williams comes in. I think that you're right though. There'll be changes. I can maybe see Polworth dropping it, but I don't know whether that just means Rory comes back in or whether the likes Ken has Brandon got to be fit. Is Brandon? I think that you just need to get him in the team as well.
You've got to play him.
So you've got to throw him in, but I still think there'll be a 5-3-2 or a Ken the 5. With the 2 10s behind the striker. I don't know.
We'll see. Would you go with the Watkins and Anderson hang up front?
But I don't think that will happen.
No.
I think that Dackers is his main man.
Right.
I honestly believe that. I think that's who.
Dackers has got a reputation somehow for not being very good in the air. He is good in the air.
I
think he's I read a thing.
Somebody put his stats up.
The stats, and I think he's in the top 5% for aerial duels won and things like that. So I think he is good in the air. It's just sometimes it doesn't look like he's at the level, I don't think, in terms of like playing Premier League.
Well, it's funny when you're saying about McGuinness not being able to sprint. It feels like that's what Dackers kind of does. He just kind of coasts about all the time. Like, he doesn't look like he ever busts. And that's not even a criticism. I'm just like, that's what I think maybe sometimes he's been told to, like, hold back a wee bit. But it looks like when he's certainly moving, like with or without the ball, it always seems to be kind of, I don't know, second or third gear more than anything. And whether he's got another level to go up, because I do think that he causes teams problems.
No question.
He's awkward. He's shown plenty of great touches and shown enough to see that he can play a big part this season. But they've got to give us more. The pair of them again, and no through. Well, certainly with Ackers, with lack of effort, despite what I was saying about his movement. I don't think that it's like he's lazy in. I don't believe that, because you seen him was dead in his feet at the end of that game. He's put everything into it. Hence why he was trying to shoot for 45 yards or whatever instead of rolling the ball to the right hand side and getting cramp off it. But I think the Dackers is Kettlewell's
main man.
I think that's the project and all that they speak about, and I think that he'll definitely start more games than not.
And just before we move on, then he's a prediction for Saturday. Tanadice. Head and heart.
I know, head and heart. Aye. A draw again, to be honest. I think it'll be one each. Aye. Which again isn't not a disaster. It's not a bad result, but
and again,
we need to start playing one.
Go up there and get a draw, and then beat St Mirren the next week.
Aye.
The ball is now rolling.
As.
Just feels like we can't quite get it moving yet, man. But we'll see what happens. I want to say hello to Fraser, who I was chatting to in the East Stand the other night. Fraser lives in Aberdeen.
Aye.
Likes listening to the pod to keep him linked in. I was also talking to Fraz Cairns' uncle Alec.
Right, good.
On the way out the Grun. He was telling me about his relationship with Fraz. So I think he's Fraz's dad's best mate.
Right.
Because of his uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of what I mean? That classic kind of working class thing. But
it's usually your auntie, innit?
He was. I was saying, Fraz wasn't a bad foot player. I know, Ken, good player. Obviously seen him Saturday and Sunday. Very good player. No pace. Very good player, just lacked a bit of pace.
That's what happens when he plays with Rockport. So
aye, famous. But Fraz Cairns has still got a halo on his seat for my house.
Aye, it's an incredible job.
Honestly,
not that he needs talked up enough, but he's extremely good at what he does.
He's a craftsman.
He is a craftsman. And can he whistle every?
And he can whistle every 90s tune. Honestly, what a whistler that boy is. And Gregor Slavin, I know, who sent a question into, but I had a really good chat to him. And in the beer aisle in Tesco on Saturday.
Yeah. You left empty-handed?
And I left empty-handed. He didn't. He had his Heineken. He was getting the train to Shawlands.
Nice, man.
For a few beers. Right, well, we do some questions, man.
Aye,
what are the people saying? Let the people sing.
That's where you would have got to go there.
Let's see. I've got this in with me the day.
So speaking of cup wins,
for show and tell. Back in the days when we could win the cup. So this is my 97 cup final scarf, right?
Which for the anoraks out there who have been loyal for day dot, that was also the cover picture on the Facebook for about 2 years.
It was, and so
just the picture of Monty's scarf.
This is the beer stains, right? This is the magic scarf.
Aye.
This scarf doesn't just get brought out for any game. There's a lot of luck in this scarf, and I refuse to overwear it because it's very rarely let me down. So it's maybe only been to 15 games, I think. If I had a chat, I should have wrote them down. We've talked about it before, but it's only let me down on 2 or 3 different occasions. It would never come to a league game. I take it to Rangers when we beat them to go third. That day, Eamon Brophy penalty. That came that day. But I would never seek to, I don't want to abuse the luck and the scarf, because I do believe that it was blessed.
Did you have it for the playoff games?
Playoff games.
That's different, isn't it?
But obviously, that's why we went down, because I wasn't in the run. If I'd been in the run with that scarf, we beat Dundee that night, we don't go down.
Should have gave it to Andy Barlow. He was one of the 500
to get in the run. But the reason I brought this in is because obviously it's my dad's 73rd birthday today. And my dad bought me this for the Scottish Cup in 1997. So it's holds a lot of sentimental value. It was in Tromsø.
It was in Tromsø.
It's seen as one in Tromsø. Where else has it been? It's been to Hampden. Let me down at Hampden a couple of times, obviously. Let me down against Celtic
2001.
Let me down against Hibs really badly. But very, very rarefied air, and you can smell it and all. Never been washed.
Smell the history.
Never will be. So this is it.
I like it, man.
The 97 classic. It's got that vintage look about it now, isn't it?
It does, aye.
Be a bit kind of ragged around the edges, but that will never be. Look at the stains and all that. The stories this scarf could tell you.
Exactly. Unlike me with the stains in that scarf for Ross County.
Aye, that was your own vomitus.
Aye.
Dirty boy.
Straight in the wash.
Quite right, man. Aye. But that's I wonder if anybody else has got a lucky scarf.
Well, they have. There definitely will be plenty. I think I've said before that my dad's got a wee kind of lucky polo t-shirt.
Aye, that's right.
It's quite a cool one. It's like the Killie Tartan match winner. And that only really comes out for the cup finals and the big games. That's when you can he's taking the football seriously when he.
I mean that appears well. You can tell if you ever see me with this, it's a big one. Honestly, hand on heart, one of my most prized possessions in this world.
Aye. So if your house was on fire,
I would go. The order would be scarf, protect the bathroom at all costs, and then go to the wife and Wayne's. Aye, and my Smiths. I've got everything the Smiths have ever recorded on vinyl.
But the most important thing is you've got Johnny Marr inside you, man. And it runs through your blood, man, your veins.
He's signed me a wee picture from my kitchen. There's no moving to the living room.
Oh, nice, man.
So I'll change my house. Right, let's go out of the questions, man. Scott Jenkinson gets in touch. Jenky boy, afternoon, sir. I don't have X, so I thought I'd send you this for the pod. Obviously still gutted over Friday's result, but I can't help but think Big Max could have done better at the penalties. His distribution, position and awareness seems to be on point. As much as McGuinness's penalty wasn't the best, I feel Mad Max should have maybe saved 1 or 2 of theirs. Also, Menabry is a class beer. It was a deciding factor in my wedding venue.
Well, Ewan Payton sent me a picture of having a pint of Menabry on Saturday as well. Was it Saturday? I can't remember. Straight away, just rubbing it back into us after.
Aye, we hammered.
Yours a nice slander, but we're on the same wavelength for that. Because it gets such a good rep, and I remember one of the things I bought into, being like, oh, that is good. I'm like, is it really that good? I don't think it is. But I think I seen Scott walking a dog the other day.
Aye, well, have I loves that.
Stay at the kind of near the whiskey estate. Aye, because it's when I've got to see my sister, and I think I drove past them. But
so what do you
think? To peep.
Should they saved? I've never seen the penalties. So.
Aye. Again, I've not properly watched that one back, but there's one that literally goes under him.
It's no Doyle, or was it?
Well, it was Doyle-esque with regards to we just wasn't near any of them.
Come on, Max.
Again, we don't want you tarnished with Doyle, man.
Right, the Killie View podcast. Martin gets in touch. Hi, Marty boy. Are we expecting too much too soon from this team? With so many changes in personnel on and off the pitch this summer, and with a smaller budget, is it a case of being patient with the squad? We haven't blown teams away, but we've also been in every game with good qualities coming back in games. Obviously, been doing goals and coming back into it. I feel we're 1 win away from things changing and being better. But on the flip side of that, we need a win to grow confidence on the Killie.
So again, very well put. I think that when does a club ever come out and tell you what their ambitions are for the season? Right? Well, I know that, but it's like, is it just up for the fans all the time to read between the lines? Like, instead of actually addressing the fact that we are in a proper, I was going to say austerity period, if it's not as bad as that, but like we're cost cutting to the max in order to fund the whereas see folk knew they're like, by the way, next year or two the ambition is purely to stay up and we're going to do this, but we're hoping to bring through youth players, but they're flirting with, and I get that some of that's negative as well, but I think that what are we to expect then? You know what I mean? Because you're getting 1 minute talking about how the club can potentially qualify for Europe, to then we're bottling quarterfinals against St Mirren, and as Martin says, it's definitely a reduced budget and all the rest of it, but I think that we're definitely going through a period like that. But would folks sign up for it? Like, you look at this stuff going on with Rangers, you know, at the moment, like, if you were to give their fans a 5-year plan, like, Ken, are folk willing to put up with the famine for 3 or 4 years of that to then go and enjoy the feast thereafter? But I just think that what we need is it's this period where we're cost cutting, but it's mixed messages coming at the club. But I get that they're not going to come out and directly say, the best you can hope for is just staying up. But I think that's where we're at.
Alright, Mikey Kenmure gets in touch. Still gutted at Friday. Why are we so shite at penalties? In my opinion, surely Dackers and definitely Daniels should not be starting. Marley and Bruce for me on Saturday. United, then St Mirren again. Hearts and Rangers the next 4. I don't see where the points are coming from. Just as we said there, mate. It's a tough run of games. Graham Johnson gets in touch. Hi Graham, I was chatting to Graham and all on Friday. Refreshing to have a VAR-less game, but the East Stand Lionel surely has to see their player handling it in the wall. That free kick,
That's
it's a penalty, but there you go.
One of them, I'm no like great, and I'm certainly in the boat that you were last week. I would bin VAR it. I'm not even coming out this week and we've had that. I'm like, that's football, because mistakes happen, folk miss things. The VAR thing makes it more frustrating is when you actually get a second look at it and still make the wrong decision. As
has been officially kind of put through the books now and into the history books that Celtic shouldn't have had a penalty. But I'm the same as you. And
who's the clown that's saying that it still is a penalty, by the way? It was a vote to
I don't think folk really think that. I just think there's folk trying to defend positions now and cover their own backs. But Aye, that should have been a penalty, but you're right, the refs, somebody should spot it. On another note, with the Portman closing, I've lost my pre-match boozer. I tried the caddy, it wasn't bad. Top 5 pubs around the town for a pre-match pint.
Pyramid.
Shooters. Snooker clubs only for us.
Snooker clubs only. No, well,
genuinely. Pyramid, obviously.
Aye, it's as you said, it's very autumn to...
Aye, it's pyramid season, mate, actually.
Aye, it is.
Aye, imagine getting in October.
Exactly.
Just hole up in there until about March, come back, crawl back out, pull Q in your horn.
Hibernation.
Aye.
It's funny because I could probably count with one hand the amount of games of pool I've actually even played in it.
Aye, I'm the same.
I think I did when I was younger. Don't really care now.
Can't all get bothered playing pool.
But I don't know, what would you be talking? So, right, Pyramid deserves its shout. The caddy, obviously very accommodating to football fans.
Yep.
What, first edition sometimes?
I think first edition's fine, very functional.
Fine. Aye, functional.
But again, maybe a summer one for me to sit outside.
Yep.
No, a winter venue for me.
Max Bar's getting a good rep again.
Max is very good, great pint of Guinness in Max Bar. And to make it 5,
Park Hotel, mate.
Just get the Starro Pram in. I like the Crown. I'm a big lover of the Crown.
I've not been in the Crown for ages.
Different side to walk through the park and all that wee change. Crown's maybe after the game kind of part. But plenty of places to go. Share the wealth. Ali Niven gets in touch. I had a lovely time with Ali on Friday.
It was good to see Ali after the game. I met up
That's
with
right.
the Perriers.
In the Pyramid. There's no football on. It's a Saturday night. What's your film and takeaway of choice?
It's a good question. Film. Depends what kind of mood you're in.
Aye, okay.
I really like a thriller or something like that, man.
Right.
Ken, as opposed to like picking my favourite film to watch. I'll come back to it. One of my favourite films to watch though was The Big Short.
Right, aye.
You've never seen it though?
No, never seen it.
It's about the guys that predicted the financial
Aye,
crisis.
that's right.
Very well made, breaks the fourth wall and all that. Good cast. Really like that. I was going to say it makes me feel good, but shouldn't it? It's a terrible thing that happened. But it's just a really enjoyable film to
so
watch.
well done that you actually can enjoy the art of it.
Love it, man. Takeaway, I'm either like a kind of pizza, pakora, chips and cheese, man. But it's going to be for Kebab City in your Mills or Royal Tandoori in Dervo.
Right.
Any of the kebab shops in Killie are good enough.
Get
man.
close.
Or a Chinese, of course.
Aye.
What about you?
I feel terrible. It's not really my type of thing. A film and a takeaway on a Saturday night. It's just no. It's just no something I would ever do. Genuinely, hand on heart. Me and Mel got the pictures this Saturday.
He's lying. You're lying to the camera, man.
I'm being deadly serious. Me and Mel would never watch a film in the house. Ever. Together. Can count. Married for 5 years. Can count on one hand the amount of times me and her have sat down and watched a film. It's just not something we do.
Mel likes staying around hanging that.
Mel, she likes watching her own films. I like watching mine.
Aye, but say you were yourself.
If I was myself,
aye.
How would I never be myself? I'm too sought after socially.
No, but what would your comfort film be then?
Well, I watch Training Day all the time when it's on.
That was on the telly.
I watched it again.
I've never seen it.
Unbelievable. So I would watch Training Day quite happily. I like Arnold Schwarzenegger 80s films. What, Commando, Terminator, Predator.
Matthew will be going nuts.
Easy.
Yeah.
But I've seen all the films I need to see in my life. Went to see Spinal Tap 2 last week, which was quite funny.
It was decent,
It was alright. But no, we've got the pictures this Saturday, me and Mel, to see Hamilton.
What, as in the play?
Aye, but like the Disney Plus version of it with Lin-Manuel Miranda in it.
Right.
Because we've seen it since at the theatre. It's just the same with a different cast. So we've got the pictures to see that.
Disappointed you never said Hamilton like Tony Peru there.
Ah, no. And takeaway of choice right now will be Exotic Kitchen or Regulicious for Comoz. Tremendous. I try it if you're in the area. GCF Escocia, VAR goes against us when it's in use and it goes against us when it's not. So do you prefer VAR or no VAR? And are you excited about the Brass reopening on Friday? Yes, opens on Friday, 2 p.m.
No VAR for me.
No VAR for me as well.
And I don't know, I'm hearing mixed things about the Brass opening.
Alright.
Set days and all that.
Oh, right, okay, that's the way.
The tellies and that.
Oh.
So you're thinking, but hey, hopefully they can come out and dispel these.
Aye, well, you know where the fun is. Again, if you want to sponsor us, could be the Brass and Granite presents.
If the Brass was back
1,500 downloads every week, guys. Have a think. Get your name out there.
Minimum. But if the Brass opens to anywhere close to what it was before, then it'll be a
very,
success.
very steady.
And that'll be a good pub to go to before the football.
Correct. Christy Sykes, who's a referee that you like? And obviously we remember the bad ones, but any stuck out to you that are
good? Historically, I liked Willie Young because when I was a wee boy, he gave me like a signed yellow card, which was quite sweet. Despite him not being able to take a joke with Paul Gascoigne, remember?
I booked him, that's right.
Who else do I like? I actually, bizarrely, even though he was a ref on Friday, I've got a slight bit of kind of respect, maybe too strong a word, for Dickinson, man.
Aye.
Because I like how the fact that he looks a bit like a prick.
Right.
But I'll always think fair play to him that time, because he obviously, folk are, he's a Rangers man, this, that and the next thing. But he went to the monitor at Ibrox and stuck to his decision. That's something that stayed with me. And then wee Willie obviously gave us a penalty against Rangers to get Europe and didn't give the Anthony Stokes penalty in the cup final. So for me, he should be part of the Hall of Fame.
Right.
What about you?
Brian Bartley.
Well,
Pierluigi Collina. I liked him. Nah, I don't. I'm not dead up on the refs. I don't know them. Here I do. Hugh Dallas. He's fine. Captain Conker, the gorgeous squirrel, gets in touch with the age-old question being asked of away fans wanting to be sat at the bottom tier. Does that pitch invasion on Friday now make it harder for them to be allowed? And are match Dave loggers a pro or con in football?
Well, the pitch invasion was interesting.
Right.
What's your take? I'm not the fun place though. I wasn't that like annoyed. I was a bit like, what I'd like to see, like it'd be different if it was up their end, I suppose, as well. I don't like, and it's inevitable, obviously it's going to happen. It's football fans, we love to get a rise out, but I didn't like the fans coming and like being widos with the players. I was like, well, leave that.
Aye.
But if you're going on the park to hug your own players in that, I've not really get that much in it. I know it's illegal and you shouldn't be doing it, but I don't mind a wee overspill. Let's see, like a goal like that, like in the last minute.
That was my issue. It wasn't organic.
Aye, and it
wasn't organic. It was the quarterfinals of the cup. They knew that we'll go in the park. It should. You just end up on the park. It shouldn't be like.
That's true.
So it wasn't organic for me. Match day vloggers.
Aye, well, this is a controversy because a vlogger
he was one of them running about, wasn't he?
Up, aye.
Oh, I just don't give a fuck anymore. Whatever I do, you like. I've got my bath.
We'll be back next week, ladies and gentlemen.
Cheers for watching. Alan gets in touch.
Agnew?
No, Taylor. Never understood the excitement about no VAR in the Cup quarter-final. It's nice to celebrate goals without worry, but I'd rather get the decision right. Decision not to have VAR cost us a semi-final place potentially, although I'm sure Motherwell would have beaten us as they will St Mirren.
I'm still on the no VAR. I just think mistakes are part and parcel with football. Now, don't get me wrong, I'd be gutted if there was 2-3 huge decisions went against us, but you're like, mistakes happen, we didn't deserve to go through as far as I'm concerned, so I'm being a bit more mature about it.
Immature. Terrible. David Hanna gets in touch. Of the new signings, I only think Max Stryk and Jamie Brandon would get in last year's team, a team that finished 9th, and of which we've lost several of the best players. Other teams have improved and we've went backwards. That's not even a criticism. Finances dictate it, but we're in for a tough season.
Well, how many, here's one, bias aside, how many of your players would you take out of the St Mirren boys?
Very, very few. Very few. Watson goes into their team.
Mayo
probably gets into their team. Beyond that, the other night.
It's very itchy peachy.
No
and
share,
I think
man.
that some of them have got better players in certain positions. Particularly, I thought that their wing backs that were really good.
Looked a decent level, didn't they? Alan Agnew with a question this week. Hi Al. If it goes to pens, just give the other team the victory. It saves us going through the pain. Fair enough. Also, do you and Cal wear makeup?
Can I say? Have you ever worn makeup?
Aye.
Back in the Red House days.
Oh, I used to wear eyeliner all the time.
Aye.
Eyeliner, sometimes lipstick.
Lipstick.
Definitely wore lipstick a couple of gigs. Aye. Just don't know what I was doing. Interesting wee study into that. Maybe noising folk up or something. I had when I was in a glam rock band called Red House back in the day. Big shout out.
Glam rock?
Aye.
Is that how you
glam punk or something? I don't know. Again, no entirely sure what we were going for. But we all grew our hair really quite long, big. Julie was great doing it for us. Hunters at Island. I used to wear this is the God's honest truth, 20-year-old playing gigs in Glasgow at the Barfly and Fury Murray's and feather boa, mate. Feather boa. Don't know what I was doing. So I don't really wear it anymore, but definitely.
You were cool for the time, man.
Were we?
It's crazy, isn't it? Like how that thing happens for like again, it just comes. Like I remember being a wee boy and watching like music videos for the 80s and that, thinking, how did they think that was cool? Like, that would never happen. And there's already things you're just like,
it was
what
weird.
were we thinking, man?
I've definitely worn makeup. Not wrong wearing makeup.
You want to slaughter the mullet coming back?
Slaughter the mullet. Taylor's now growing a mullet.
No, wait. Tell him no to. Please tell him please not to grow a moustache with it as well.
Aye, the mullet and the moustache. Donzy's doing it too. Tell me. Listen, what can we do? Nah, we're just centrist dads, man. Just leave us alone. Alistair McGee gets in touch. Hello, mate. Starting to feel like we don't know how to win. We can put in a good fight, but we don't seem to be able to finish it off. Also screwed by having VAR and then screwed by not having it. I think we need to stop questioning VAR itself and start questioning the level of referees instead. Fair, man. Gunnar Vance, big gorgeous Gunnar Vance. I felt a stark reality of where we are as a team on Friday. We've been second best for long parts against Hibs, Motherwell and St Mirren this season. Do you think this will change when we get a settled team? And also, do you think our centre backs look a bit lightweight?
So, completely agree with Gunnar Vance, and that's one of the things that stuck out to me. And again, it's not a complete and utter criticism, but to go back to when folk are saying, it's like the Mixu era, Ken, when we're nearly there. I'm like, no, it wasn't it? Because under Mixu, you were coming out of games thinking, how did we not win that? We're brilliant, and we just gave away a daft goal at the back, but we're creating chances. You're like, a bit like, we've played pretty well in spells. I've yet to see us convincing for a full 90 minutes, and I include the Celtic game in that because. But that's what I'm saying, because I was willing to swallow my own pride about my approach to that game, because it nearly worked. So I was like, right, fair dues, but I was like, they were there to be got at. And we didn't, but we're unlucky, and that's going over old ground. But I completely agree with that. I don't think that there's any games I've come out with and thinking, we should have definitely won that. The Livy game, we were lucky to hold on, and don't get me wrong, the red card and that changed everything. Go over it all. We've went over it for the last few weeks, but I don't think that I've not come out any games. I don't think and thought, we get robbed there.
It's no clicked yet, man. No. Definitely don't think so. Gregor gets in touch. Had the pleasure of chatting to Monty and Tesco, not the suspicious Tesco. Legend. Thanks very much, mate. Loved our chat. Gutted to be lost in penalties. Realistically, how far away are we from having a project like St Mirren, consistent top six, Hampden trips, etc.?
It's a thing, man. It's 3 years in the making. Robinson done a great job there.
Aye, unfortunately.
Aye, and they're a very good, a good side for our level. Like, you know what I mean? They're what you're going to get, and that's not me being patronising about because they're capable of playing. I think they've got good football players in that team. I know, but they're so strong and physical, and I just think that they're very, very, very solid, which is all you need to be to finish top six, to be honest.
Absolutely. Del Steele gets in touch. Hi Del. How quickly do the support start to turn on Kettlewell if we leave Tannadice with no points? Saw a post saying this squad could get us relegated, and I have to say I can see where they're coming from, but I do still believe things will click into place. But won't turn yet?
No, again, it comes to them in the manner as well.
Aye, that's true.
If we go on Saturday and we get hammered, then folk will think, right, well, where are we? But you go again, you compete, and you maybe feel sorry for yourself. Well, come out again with a draw, thinking, as Gunnar Vance said, well, we're not really that great, but we've still got a point, i.e. Motherwell. You're like, I don't think, and that's it. He's still definitely kind of fans are behind and getting the time, but I think as by the third time it's been brought up, but I think it's sobering now for folk, man. They're now realising, maybe we're not as good as we thought we were going to be, and it has got to be a season of if you offer his 10th, 9th now, would I shake hands on it? Aye, I would.
Alright, Kevin gets in touch. Hi Kevin, I'm still feeling positive about the Ket train at the minute. I think we're very much a work in progress, and the points tally is good considering this. A low knee forward is my missing piece of the jigsaw. What's your thoughts?
I heard that there was a signing close last week, but it never materialised. So
Aye.
I don't know.
Any names?
Maybe no. Well, still
Billy Mehmet.
Hopefully, man, coming back. But if they're maybe still shopping a bit in the free agent market. There could be absolutely nothing in it, because that was like Friday, and I thought, I wonder if that's announced before the game, and none's happened. RJ1869 gets in touch. Such a bitter taste from Friday. The team and the subs put so much into it, but the lack of edge from Dackers and Polworth to me were the pieces we were missing to take it in the end. Matt gets in touch. Hi Matt. After working in our price for many years, and now that the multi-storey car park is gone in Kilmarnock, I'm wondering, Matt, you're miles off it with Cal here, he was just a boy. Were you guys one of the Parkers, Garage, Life, Stroke, Colours, Bakers, Whiskey Joe's or Expo of your weekend nightlife of choice? So you're obviously Bakers, but before that Sugar. I was actually Bakers first, then Sugar.
Oh, where did you go
because
that way?
I went to Bakers a few times when I was 16.
Oh, right, okay.
Proud of.
Well done.
Well, particularly when they had the Dirty Weekender.
Oh, aye, right.
Because I was able to get in with Matthew, and I remember getting back into school thinking I was solid.
Aye.
Similar to how Taylor would have felt at that era.
Aye.
But I getting to address that, maybe doesn't look, but you're 10 years older than me.
Aye. Well, I'm excited. I'm excited for November.
You've got great skin because of your wife, man.
Thank you, mate. But the MW Skin, check it out, by the way, fantastic. I'm looking forward to November when you turn 30, and then I can go both in our 30s. So, because that will be the exact same, Tim and Ricky. Tim and David.
That's right. That's right.
Both in our 30s. I'll be 39, you'll be 30.
So
just for a few short weeks, but will occur. Me, mate, I was in Parkers, loved Parkers. I was never one for the Garage. I've been in it, but never regularly.
Garage is grand, man.
Wasn't one for Bakers. Liked Colours on a Saturday night from time to time. And Expo, I loved Expo.
Did you go to Life?
Oh, I loved Life too. I went through a while. I got to Life.
Life reopened when I was
Thursday
18,
nights.
but it never get gone.
I
so
never got gone
a few times, and it was.
I went to Life. It was just opened, and I went on my 18th birthday, and I went myself because nobody else got in. I had to get ID'd, but I had my ID. I'm going back to the days when you had to put shoes on to go into a nightclub.
Aye.
Like you couldn't get in with your trainers, and now everybody wears Nikes into nightclubs and all that.
Wear them with suits, man.
Aye. Oh, I know. The world's went absolutely mad, but no.
Mullets, mustaches, and Nike trainers, man.
It's no right, but no. I loved the Expo days, man. It was class. Only in Whiskey Joe's once, and me and Tony get mugged after it.
You get mugged?
Aye, we get mugged. Rubbish.
Do you know who from?
I don't know who the guy was, but he mugged us. Didn't want money off us.
Literally, do you know?
Aye.
Did they hold you at knife point?
No, scissors.
Scissor
point. Aye. Said that we'd battered his cousin or something.
So he deserved these
as a tax for that. He was going to let us go if we gave him the £11 we had between us. So we just did. Aye. Anyway, good old Killie.
It's almost like the Kevin Bridges bus stop joke king. Remember when the guy said that was like the first joke that got him on, like made him big, and he was saying about how a guy said, "Gives a pound or you're getting stabbed," and he's like, "What a deal that is!"
Aye, there you go. Aye, well,
what a gentleman willing to spare my life for a mere pound.
Aye, there you go. So that's handy. That was my only experience at Whiskey Joe's. Right, Scott Allison gets in touch. Is Kettlewell stubborn enough to keep starting as many of his signings as possible, despite a few of them looking substandard? Also, will we ever get to see why Del McTombola signed Jack Thompson on a pre-contract?
He was ready to come on at the weekend on Friday, and then he gets sent back. Aye, because I thought, Thompson's coming on because he's done okay against Celtic when he came on as well. But I will to go back to Scott's original point. It'll be interesting to see what changes. I think there will be changes in Saturday.
Aye.
And I think that Watkins will start.
Aye,
maybe so Watkins and Dackers. I don't know.
Okay, Big Martin Bartley gets in touch. With our penalty shootout history and watching the penalty kicks, did their goalkeeping coach even bother researching St Mirren's? They have had 2 already this season, and the majority of the penalty takers went the same way. So Bartley's obviously a goalie of high repute anyway, and we only seem to turn up for 30 minutes a game at the minute. Watkins and Anderson's back in up top, please.
Agree with
Great point.
Everything that you said there. I think that's spot on, and it's funny he actually says about the penalties because that stuck out. I'm like, we're not close to any of them, and as he said, they've already had the penalty shoot in the last round, and they had one in the early stages of the cup.
Yep.
So all the evidence is there, man.
Aye,
The
good point,
research is
Bartley.
there if you want to go and find it.
He could go and volunteer maybe. Mark Robertson, I do feel sorry for Kettlewell. The reduced budget added to by the injuries has left him without a lot of quality. Needed to win tight games, although we have a team who do compete well up to a point. We need those injuries to clear up and settle on a best 11. Good point. Robert Gilchrist, I feel that we are a ball here from being a really good or really bad team. Which one is it going to be? Having a really good or really bad season. We've lost one game in the league, and that was a dodgy penalty. But it basically feels that we now need to get a win. We're in limbo at the minute. Saturday's result will dictate a lot of our season. Good point again.
Good points, aye.
Alan Bowie, does David Watson run on Duracell batteries? His energy and work rate are someone else, and maybe his pre-match meal consists of a full tube of Blue Smarties. Performance enhancing Blue Smarties. Kyle Anderson, I seen another Killie fan on Facebook saying we were very good on Friday night, and I disagree. I thought we were poor, second best to everything. St Mirren deserved the win. They looked sharper and fitter than us, and they wanted it more.
I agree.
Darren Steele gets in touch and says, if we're persisting with two up front, who are you choosing? Or would you change the formation? After St Mirren, I've lost confidence in the two that normally start.
Good point again. I would actually, although it will never happen, for me I would go for Watkins and Anderson.
Yep, I would do the same, certainly. Get them in and give Dackers and Daniels a chance coming off the bench.
Aye.
Mix it up a bit. Ballum gets in touch. First time asking a question. Considering you've got a new manager this season, how pleased are you with the progress and to be above Rangers and Scottish Cup winners Aberdeen?
Aye, I don't. Again, that's it won't be like that for long.
Aye. And John Reid. Quarter-final loss was a missed opportunity for a much-needed cash boost and a trip to Hampden. Winless in the league, fourth bottom with Aberdeen and Rangers below us, who will definitely improve, and a hard run of games. Is the Kettlewell bubble about to burst?
But this is the thing. I think that again, there's maybe some folk that have tried to be on here and try to temper expectations for day dot, man. Which is fine if this is what we're going to be. But again, those folk had known that they were seeing something that just wasn't there. And so whether there was a bubble really anyway in the first place, again, I thought were universally weren't they behind Kettlewell get the job originally, but he's come in and he's went about his business quietly, and folk are getting behind him. But again, I don't think there's been a hell of a lot of excitement around the actual the club itself, and that's not, it sounds it, but I'm not being like,
it's up to us to raise it then.
Aye, so well,
I'm going to come in here with my feather boa next week, mate, and get this place moving the way I used to do in 2006.
The only way they'll get positivity is if they start running games of football, man.
I feel slightly sorry for Kettlewell. I don't think he's got anywhere near the 11 he wants out in that park.
No, exactly.
I think until then, you just need to be steadfast.
And that's
where I'm at.
What I'm willing to do. Mm-hmm. But I just want that direct to the folk that were getting on like it was a revolution that was going on when it wasn't. So I'm just like, if this is where we're at, that's fine. But stop trying to look for things that aren't there, and just be like, we go about this and we start winning games of football, then folk will be happy. Simple as that.
Simple as that. Okay, mate, thanks everybody again as always for your questions. We really appreciate it, and it makes the podcast very easy for us to record because they're good questions.
They're good
lots
questions.
of insight and a nice mix of football stuff, and then talking about Commando and Predator and training day.
Man. That's it.
We need that mix in this world. Right, you ready for All Roads?
Yes.
And you want to tell us who's sponsoring it?
Oh, of course. So Sandy Match Worn Shirts is doing it. So of
friend
course,
of the pod.
for everybody that was at KillieCon, what a display that was.
Phenomenal.
Man. That was like
one of my big regrets, not being able to get a right look through all that. Cause that's my hanging off at my strips, man.
This is no as if poor us, because we love doing that, but we never get to enjoy it the same. You know what I mean? Because
you're working at it.
Same like the amount of folk being like, we need to talk about Lee Clark actually as well, like, just in general. But like football, Lee Clark, right? We barely get a chance to like speak to him, man, because we were all front of house, man. But so Sandy's display, and that's not even the half of it, man. Like, Ken, that was all tailored to KillieCon. Guy's got a ridiculous collection, so he's kindly said that he'll sponsor it up till Christmas.
Superb.
We'll obviously still fundraise, and then he'll just match what we're doing, because he's come into possession of a brand new match worn strip for Billy for the Pyramid, which was Gordon Greer tap, I'm right in saying. So again, Avdale will be well familiar with his socials and that, but it's just Kilmarnock match worn kits on Killie match worn kits and Twitter, Instagram, and he's not got a Facebook, but definitely check it out if you haven't already. If you've no, then what are you doing? Because
so brilliant, and he's such a lovely guy.
He's the nicest guy ever.
So I thank you very much to him. Right, okay, so we're playing for £2 a round essentially, aren't we then? If he's matching what we're winning.
Sure.
Right, okay, so we've got 3 players here for Killie history. I'm going to read out their career path. For every one Cal gets right, we'll fire in an extra £1 and we'll hand all the money to the food banks at the end of the year. Alright. I thought Flecky was telling me he was shouting at his
Alan Morgan.
Alexa with Alan Morgan last week. Again, as I said to him, Alan Morgan could come in here and show me his ID and I'd still go. Who? So
his ID trying to get into life, man.
He's trying to get into life with me. He's trying to mug me outside Twisted Joe's. Right, you ready?
Aye.
Right, first one for you, mate, is this. This is his career path. Bristol City, Exeter City on loan, Airdrieonians, Kilmarnock, Reading, Dundee United, Dunfermline Athletic.
Oh, well, that's grim. Bristol City, Exeter, Airdrie, Killie.
Reading, Dundee United, Dunfermline.
Gives the era, he was at Killie.
He played for Kilmarnock FC, the greatest team the world has ever seen, from 1996 to 1998.
This is predates me. Even though I get the Tam Brown one, because of the Glenavon thing. I've got to say I'm struggling with that, man.
Scottish Cup winner.
It's Scottish Cup winner. 96, 98. Position.
Striker.
Oh wait, Jim McIntyre.
Jim McIntyre.
Of course it is, aye.
Very good, mate.
That was it's a whole different pressure with the cameras.
The cameras on you, know, mate. The hiding place, aren't they?
Jimmy Mack. Yeah,
right, okay, £2 in. Right, next one.
I started at Bristol City.
I know, it's unusual, isn't it? Right, you ready? This one goes. Started at Kilmarnock, Leicester City, Dundee United, New York Red Bulls.
Canero.
Pete Canero.
Aye.
Pete Canero.
Hopefully somebody will go to try and get on the pod.
We've been in talks with Pete to try and get him on here, amongst other people. Hopefully we'll have something to say about that soon.
Many others.
But aye, there you go. That was easy for you, Pete Canero, and 1 cap for Scotland as well. And the last one tonight is Heart of Midlothian, Rennes, Sunderland, Birmingham City, Bolton Wanderers, Rangers, Middlesbrough, Sheffield Wednesday on loan, Kilmarnock, St Mirren, Queen of the South.
And I was going to say McSwiggan, but it can't be. What era was it, Killie?
It's no a bad shout era wise. Definitely crossed over there.
Oh wait, is it? No wait, it's no.
No. I think era wise, I maybe just towards the end of McSwiggan's era. You'd have got this guy. 2004 to 2009.
Go again.
Hearts, Rennes, Sunderland, Birmingham City on loan, Bolton on loan, Rangers, Middlesbrough, Sheffield Wednesday loan, Killie.
Oh, Alan Johnston.
Johnston. Aye. Played for us more than he played for anybody else.
Aye, it's amazing the amount of players that when you actually do that, this feeds into my
theory that they never
really top playing with the Killie, man. I think that we always seem to get like the best out of good players.
You get the best out of them,
quote unquote.
Nice. That's the Jimmy Mack strip.
Aye, the Bristol City thing completely.
Bristol City through you, but you got there in the end, pal.
Aye, that's
right, so big thanks to £6 and big thanks to Sandy and all for helping us out with that. Right, okay, everybody, that'll do us for another week. We'll be back next Monday to review Dundee United and look forward to St Mirren again in the league. I hope everybody that's gone up has a nice day. I hope everybody's well. We've just got to keep the faith in it to at least try and get something like Kettlewell's favourite 11 on the park. So until then, it might be a wee bit sticky, but listen, no matter what happens, we'll be back here next week to talk about the mighty Squirrels. Isn't that right, KC?
Indeed, we will be. Just updating the £6 to put
Happy
in there.
days.
Keep me on my toes.
Keep you right, mate. Okay, right. Thanks for your company, man.
Thank you.
And we'll see you again next week. Cheers.